time to get up in the morning, yes.
Drink my coffee, hurry up.
I got to get to work on time. Hey, hey, hey.
Hear the whistle.
Beep, 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 beep. The train rolling down the track. See you later, hurry back out of my way. Hey, got to get to work on time. Hey, hey, hey. Everybody now, here we go.
I got the hustle.
Oh, my muscles getting big and it hot. I be sweating like a pig.
You got to hurry.
Scary, got to get to work on time.
I got to go pack a lunch here.
I'm working overtime if the taxes barely make a dime.
Punch a clock in.
Yes,
Got to get to work on time.
time for the national anthem.
Work on time.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rugged the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
We're back. It is 3.5 minutes past the hour of the Rick and Bubba Show. Good morning and welcome. Our number 877 We Be Big. Speedy and D produced the program. Bad Mama Jamma's on the phones. Switching from Media Vision, showing you the pictures on Turner South. Peppy Longstocking. No, it's actually Peaches. She has her hair in the little Peppy Longstocking looks in a happy. Tell you. And also Christopher Columbus.
Peppy Longstocking?
Peppy Longstocking.
I thought it was Pippi.
I've always said Peppy. I could be wrong. I'm not confident on
Wasn't Peppy the skunk that was in love with everybody?
Is it Pippi Longstockings or Peppy Longstocking? Whatever. So, I don't have a lot of confidence on my Pippi Peppy. I didn't follow that show a lot. Is that all right? She says, okay, that's enough. I don't care what the name is. Stop saying it. Okay. As we start this hour, a lot to do. We have some different hairstyles that we will look at. Bad Mama Jamma brought in a program where we can show different hairstyles on Bubba's face today as we continue the extreme makeover. A number of shout-outs we got to do now. Bubba had a trip yesterday and some pictures to show. Also want to thank the folks at the Montgomery Biscuits. You heard us talking about the Montgomery Biscuits on the program.
Check them hats out.
They sent us a couple of hats to promote the biscuits. And here,
check my hat out there, Pippi.
There you go.
Can you get?
And
isn't that a cool? Now, who don't like that logo? Look at that.
Yes. So
look at that little biscuit on there. Isn't that cute?
That's the new Double A team coming to Montgomery, Alabama, where we're heard on Alice 96.1. You can see us on Turner South. We did a whole bit. The city's enthralled in controversy because the mascot's the biscuits. Come on. I had a guy email me. He said, I think they're just trying to make us look like a bunch of rednecks. And I said, I'm not sure the biscuit logo's what's done that.
That's probably not going to make or break the image.
I'm not sure that that might have been some PR troubles we had long before the biscuits came to town. But anyway, so I'm excited about that, and we thank them for the hats. I would, if I could have one negative critique about the hat, Y'all need to watch the snap in the back. Now, I know Bubba and I have big heads, and maybe that's the problem, but they've got kind of a new, you know how the snaps in the back, how they've always been if it's an adjustable hat? These snaps don't stay together real good.
Rick, it could be our head.
I'm just giving, but it's
but
something
we want them to know.
Look
Sure.
into it before you know, I don't want you to have a lot of consumers going, hey, my hat won't stay in the back.
And
so.
Rick, I couldn't help but think, you know, if we could be like the first people to throw out a pitch at the first ever Biscuits game.
Oh, yeah, eating a biscuit.
Let's think about that.
So thank y'all very much, Montgomery Biscuits.
Speaking of Montgomery, Rick, I was very fortunate yesterday to be the guest down at Maxwell Air Force Base for the National Security Forum, where civic leaders from all over the nation and the world came to learn more about Air Force and defense issues.
Oh, Bubba, you kept that Switzerland shirt on?
And, there was a shot of me in front of a F-117 stealth fighter.
Yes.
They had all kind of things out there yesterday, and I just had time to print a few of these out yesterday. This is the Predator drone that you've heard about, you know, that we're using now to for reconnaissance and to fire weapons from that are unmanned, and they're having a lot of luck with that. And all of a sudden, I can't talk this morning. There is a shot of me with an A-10 Warthog. You remember that, the tank killer?
Yeah.
Check that gun out on the front. Isn't that cool? And those teeth, do you love that? And see, I'm grinning too. Do you like that?
Oh, yeah, because you got your new grill.
Yeah, isn't that cool? Rick, also here is a shot with Master Sergeant Steve Terrence of the 908th Air Wing. He's the load master, and they have 9 of the C-130 Hercules that are based at Maxwell, and hey, they can carry a little bit of cargo.
Wow.
We had a great time down there yesterday. Got to see an air show. And this shot here, for those of you on TV, that is me standing under a B-1 bomber, which I can tell you, hey, that's a big mug, okay?
Man, that's big.
It's huge.
You need to get some of these pictures to Ryan, too, because we need to put them on the website.
Yeah, I didn't have time to get these. I did get the shots of the grill before and after, so they ought to be up shortly if I got those to him at a proper resolution. Had a little trouble getting them down to size, but... Also, this was really cool, Rick. While I was sitting in the cockpit of the B-1 bomber, we had a B-2 bomber flyby. And I got outside to it was already passing by, but there's a shot of the great bat wing as it goes by.
When I see these kind of shots, do you realize how many UFO sightings?
Oh, absolutely! Look at that shot right there with the roof and all. And you see that and you think, hey, that's a flying saucer.
Yeah.
You know, no doubt.
Before we knew about it, do you realize how many of y'all thought these were aliens from another planet, and we just didn't know about it yet?
And Rick, at the air show, they had I believe it was a P-51. I hope I'm saying that right. Which was a World War II vintage aircraft, and a F-15E Strike Eagle demonstrate, you know, World War II technology versus current, and they put on quite a performance yesterday. Nothing like having an airplane flying 600 miles an hour right over your head with full afterburners. So, but they did a flyby together, which I thought was kind of cool. You know, the generations there. I thought that was kind of neat. And there's a little close-up of that, Speedy, just to show you the size difference, how they're put together. But they had the stealth fighter, the Strike Eagle, the Warthog, the B-1 bomber. They had an RC-135 reconnaissance.
What in the world does that mean, Speedy?
Aircraft.
Auto power out. What'd that mean?
I mean, it was...
running out of battery?
It has a battery save function. They have to reload it. Had the E-3 AWACS plane there yesterday, which I really got a charge out of. The Predator, and we just had a great time. I want to thank Major Lobb from the PR department there for having me as a guest yesterday. And everybody's so nice. A lot of folks that listen and watch the show over at the War College. And, hey, just met a lot of great Americans yesterday. It fired me up.
Well, it ought to. You talking about the finest fighting forces in the world?
Man, I mean to tell you. In the
Is that what you're talking about?
Rick, no, in the history of the planet is what I'm talking about. And, you know, you meet these folks, and men and women, and some of them just look so young, you know.
Well, because they are.
And you realize what they've done, and several of them were back from recent combat missions that, you know, we can't fully go into. But very, very interesting. And, you know, the pilots were out there, and they were like, they were just answering questions. You know, here's the B-1 bomber. What can I explain about it? Well, how long does it do that? Well, here's, what is that? Well, that's our external fuel tank. I mean, they just had, it was, for me being a technoid, I was on cloud nine.
Oh, yeah. I can't imagine.
Really, I'm going to tell you, I wore the major out. He was like, well, about time to call it a day. I said, oh, wait a minute now. No, we had a great time, And I appreciate Colonel Jim Stewart, who's the commander of the 908 Airlift Wing, for having us down. And everybody at Maxwell, great time yesterday. Thanks, guys and ladies.
Are they fired up about the Montgomery biscuits?
I talked to some civic leaders, and, there's some concern about the biscuits, but I feel like that the tide may be turning a little bit.
Well, good.
Once they saw that logo, who can be against that little happy biscuit?
Rick and Bubba, Rick and Bubba.
We are back 16 minutes past the hour of the Rick and Bubba Show. 877 We Be Big is our toll-free number. Our fax line, 205-945-3999. On the award-winning website, rickandbubba.com. Go there today. And Ryan Green will have pictures up of Bubba's grill versus the old grill. Also, we're going to look at some hairstyles a little bit later on in the program. And also, you can go there and enter Rick and Bubba to be the Rick and Bubba Idol if you'd like to. Coming up this summer, we're taking in those CDs now, and it tells you what to do and what criteria you need to follow on the website at rickandbubba, spell out .com. Alan Asbury is here with us this morning. Alan, welcome to the Rick and Bubba Show.
Thank you.
Man, we're glad you're here. We can remember when the song "Praying Me Through." We got a copy of it while we were in the middle of the liberation of Iraq and fighting the war on terror. Of course, that continues. And I remember playing the song with the testimonies of our fighting men and women and some of the stories of what prayer had done in the past, and we'll hear more stories of that, of what it's done during this most recent conflict as well. And so, I mean, wow, what a song!
Yeah, this is something we couldn't have planned if we tried.
Yeah.
I mean, the song was written over 5 years ago. I recorded it over a year ago. It became the Presidential Prayer Team's theme song. The Dobsons fell in love with it. James and Shirley Dobson, who's focused on the family,
right?
Yes. You may not know. And then Shirley Dobson's the chairperson for the National Day of Prayer. And they fell in love with it and said that that's their theme song as well. Had the opportunity to sing at the National Day of Prayer events in Washington, D.C. on May 1st. And it's just been crazy because you guys you played it. You were the first ones, and you put it on the air, and we appreciate it because of you
Now,
guys.
were we not supposed to play it?
No, hey.
That's happened a few times,
Yeah.
too. So,
No,
I mean, as long as it became a hit, that's good.
Right. Yeah.
Sometimes we jump the gun a little bit.
Yeah, you did we pull a Derryberry by playing Alan Asbury before it was available?
You know what? It was one of those things where we heard that you guys were playing. We were very excited about it. So we were just along for the ride, basically. The song took off, and we just happened to be, along for the ride. So it was awesome. It's now that because of this, it went mainstream. It went into the secular field, and we had to put it in the Walmart, and not only is it in the Christian bookstores, but it's at Walmart and all those places because of the demand being so high.
Well, Alan, catch us up to speed. Tell us about you. Where are you from? And just catch us up to speed on Alan Asbury a little bit.
Well, I'm originally from New Mexico, Carlsbad, New Mexico. Everybody heard of the Carlsbad Caverns? I wasn't in the caves.
Alan,
but you were close.
I was close.
Alan, I'd like to say that I heard of it, but where I grew up, DeSoto Caverns in Gatlinburg was about it.
Oh,
yeah, if DeSoto didn't track through there about 3 times, we didn't know about it.
So, when you grow up in small town Alabama, you just don't get to New Mexico a lot.
Okay, I understand.
But I hear it's beautiful.
Well, it is.
Yeah, it is.
Is humidity low? I mean, this debate about dry heat still.
It is just dry heat.
But in the 140 still hot.
It's hot. No matter how you look at it,
right.
Hot is hot. Whether it's humid hot or what. But yeah, it's definitely hot out there. So then after that, I went to I had the opportunity to play for Texas Tech football or
Red Raider.
No, you play a little ball.
Yeah, I played a little ball.
He's a Red Raider.
No, well, I didn't go there.
Okay, well, never mind. He wasn't a Red Raider.
The Red Raiders wanted you to be a Red Raider.
They wanted me to be, but it didn't happen. There were other plans.
What position did you play?
Well, I was defensive end.
Okay. So
well, Rick, look, he's huge, man.
Yeah, I was just wondering if he thought he could block me. That's all I could think about when he first walked in. He said he played a little ball. That's just the first thing.
Well, a lot of times,
but he played on defense, so I'm gonna let it.
Tend to be a little bit smaller.
Right.
Sometimes they're not big,
sure.
wide shoulder guys, and especially if you think of a Christian singer, you think, well, he would probably be slow to anger. You know, you would hope.
Right.
And but then a guy like this walks in, you go, wow, well, you won't make fun of what he's wearing.
Well,
you know what I mean?
You hope he's slow to anger.
Well, you know, the football team that I played for, just high school only, okay?
Yeah.
Was the Mighty Cavemen. Because of the caverns.
Yes, the Mighty Cavemen.
You were the Mighty
Yeah, I was one of
Cavemen?
we had the best line in America.
Right.
Our line, I mean, even our own running backs couldn't get through it.
Wow.
Yeah.
So defensively, y'all owned it.
You talking about your offensive line?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, they couldn't get through.
Tell me that your mascot looked like the caveman
It's
cartoon.
exactly what it was.
Captain
exactly.
Caveman?
Exactly.
Oh,
I mean,
I love that.
pretty close to that.
Well, that's
hilarious.
And so, and then you went from New Mexico to then what
Well,
happened?
see, I was also very heavily into music all my life. Born and raised in a Christian home with a family that would go and sing at churches and all kinds of different places. And
Well, that matters,
so
doesn't it?
yeah, absolutely. And so that was really what was tugging at my heart. So that's the direction I took and went to a Christian musical college is where I went, and that was my focus, and that, I think, is what led me up to here. I was a part of, my wife and I, we were part of a musical drama in Branson, Missouri called The Promise, and I played the part of Simon Peter there. And it was...
Can't you picture him playing, Pete?
I tell you what, when he cut your ear off, he'd mean it.
I know.
Yeah, right. So that was an exciting time. We did that for 6 years, and then after that came the opportunity to hook up with Doxology Records. They were a brand new label looking for their first artist, and one thing led to another, and now here we are. We got the CD out and doing this.
Where do you live now?
We live in Franklin, right outside of Nashville.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And
Lovely Franklin.
And this was a song 5 years ago that I'm sure you felt that God worked through you to write a song, and
Well,
who would have ever thought?
Well, let me tell you, I would love to say that I was the one that put the pencil to the paper and wrote the words, but a couple good friends of mine, Ty Lacey and Daryl Brown, they're the ones that wrote it. And I spoke with Daryl. I said, Daryl, what inspired you to write this song?
You performed it.
I'm the one that gets to sing it. I'm honored to be the one that put it on CD and tape and put it out there for the world to hear. So I'm excited about that.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. It was when they put the testimonials with it and all that, and it came together. And I say this all the time. We are honored to have an audience that we have. I mean, to get to live out our dreams and do what we do for a living. We have hundreds of thousands of people to thank for that. Because they had to choose to listen. I mean, if it was up to us, we'd have a big audience because we like it.
Right.
But it really,
we'd have been number one a long time ago.
Yeah, it really doesn't matter. But what I tell people when they get a response like you got to this record, and I say this to the writers now since you brought them up as well, all we do is present something to an audience. Mm-hmm. Then they respond whether they like it or not, and then that's credit to the performer.
Yeah, it has
and the
to stand
songwriter.
on its own merit.
Trust me, everything we throw up to this audience, they don't embrace.
Sure.
I mean,
and if they did, we'd take you to eat hamburgers at our restaurant.
So what I say, the success that this has had, and we all agree it's a God thing, but on top of that, people generally like what you did.
Wow.
So that's a credit to the writers and to your performance.
Cool.
So
I appreciate that.
So and I know that you're very thankful as we are to the audience for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
And Rick, I just had a moment where I realized I was kind of kidding Alan about his mascot of his high school, the Cavemen, and I'm wearing a hat with a biscuit on it.
Yes. Yes. That did not.
And it hit me like a ton of bricks.
Well, that's the one thing TV has done for us. We actually see what we're saying now.
But the good news is I've got a good grill.
Do you like Bubba's new grill?
You like that? I just got a new grill.
It's got his new teeth.
You like that?
Look at the comparison.
Look at that.
We got that.
Oh, yeah. Very nice. Where is it? Where is it?
Yeah, all right.
Alan don't know the story, and he's kind of looking around. He's not sure. Do I embrace the new grill?
I'm trying to go along here.
Yeah, embrace the new
following.
grill.
I got pictures before and after. It's going to be on the webpage, so y'all don't pay.
Yeah, well,
those of you who've been watching on TV, you know what my grill looks like.
The veneer's kind of like, whoa.
Look at that.
look at that right there.
Look at that.
Oh, yes.
Isn't that huge?
That is huge.
Look, that is a miracle right there, brother. You know it?
Awesome.
Isn't that cool?
Right. Look, you can.
Very nice.
Rick had his eyes fixed. I had my teeth fixed.
Right. You can
Well, there we go.
get anything fixed now.
Yeah, I know, that's true. That's true.
So there it is.
Yeah.
I really
That
think
looks
God
great.
works through technology. I really do.
That's great.
You know what gets me is how big they are. They're so much bigger than your other teeth.
And I'll get used to it.
Right. Yes. You know, when you
I
say
tell you what, I tried to say Congress about 10 minutes into the show, and that snuck up on me.
Is it hard to eat a biscuit?
You know, no, not really. As I always say, be careful. But
when we come back, Alan will perform Pray Me Through here live in the studio. So stay with us. You're listening to and watching The Rick and Bubba Show.
More wild game to eat.
Oh, we got crow over here. Bubba's eating crow right now.
All right, Bill Bubba Bussy is now eating the first bit of crow tonight. This is Larry and Mark have brought in some crow for us to eat. Larry and Mark, don't miss this, Don. Larry and Mark, where did the crow come from? Did this thing get hemmed up and trapped today? What happened?
We killed it earlier in the week on the river.
Oh, on the river?
Out on the river.
All right, let me ask y'all this. Do y'all just, at random, will you just take out a crow if you see one? I mean, or do y'all actually go hunt and set up and try to kill it?
I've got a freezer full of duck, goose, crows, doves, and everything.
You kill anything?
And just about everything. I got everything left for crow. I'm just about out of crow. This is the last bit of crow meat right
Well, I hate that. Give us your crow call. Don, can you get this? Give us your crow call.
Stay tuned, because there's more all-new Rick and Bubba on the way.
Brings me to my knees.
We're back 31 minutes past the hour, 877 We Be Big. Our guest, Alan Asbury. Alan, of course, the man who performs the song Praying Me, Somebody's Praying Me Through. We played that here on the program. It was a huge response from you, the audience, and the song took off and has done very well. And Alan is back today to kind of say thanks and to perform the song for us this morning. And you can get it at Walmart stores, Christian bookstores, and I'm sure you can also get it at Doxology. Is it doxologyrecords.com? Yeah. You put all that together on the website, so you can go there as well. And Alan, are you ready to go? I mean,
I'm ready. I'm ready to roll.
I mean, you ready? And you've brought in the music, and you will now perform it here live for us on the program.
That's right.
Don't be nervous.
Right. All right. That's all good.
Look,
it's all good.
I know you haven't performed very many times. So Alan Asbury, here we go.
Over me like a big blue sky. I know someone has me on their heart tonight. That's why I know it's gonna be alright, 'cause somebody's praying me through. Somebody's praying me through. It may be my mother, it might be my dad, or an old friend I forgot I had. But whoever it is, I'm so glad that somebody's praying me through. Yes, somebody's praying me through. Through the tears, through the rain, through the sorrow, and through the pain. It keeps bringing me through, over and over So if you're drowning in a sea of hurt, and it feels like life, it couldn't get any worse, well, there's a blessing waiting to push back the curse, 'cause you through.
How about that? Hey! Oh, man! How about getting up early and singing it, too? How you like that?
It's the morning voice right
Let me tell
there.
you something. You nailed
Man,
it.
did that give you chills or
Well,
what?
you know, man, when you start out, I thought, wow, it's early. And buddy, you won, and then you did. Hey, you nailed it.
Awesome. Thank you.
And I guess too, when you're doing it here, unlike on the stage, you can hear everything a little clearer. I mean,
yeah, that's
hey,
true.
it's up on you, and
That's right.
I've got it, and it sounded great.
That makes a lot of difference. Thank you.
Who
Thank
came
you.
up? Where did all the testimonials come through on the one that we played that had there's one that has the testimonials in it? How did that come about?
Well,
Where did they come from?
That even happened before we actually started dropping bombs in Iraq.
Oh,
you know?
really?
I mean, we were getting ready for National Day of Prayer, working on promotional things and all that kind of stuff. And they're the ones that said, "Hey, let's put something together like that." And we thought it was a great idea. And so we went to Guidepost magazine and found some awesome stories that we thought would really benefit and complement the song. And that's where the stories came from. And then all of a sudden, boom, we went into Iraq, and it was just, obviously it was something that people needed to hear because it was a song, a message of hope and encouragement for such a time as this, you know. And I'll tell you this, I know we've had a lot of response from military people and military families about how this song has really helped them through this time.
Sure.
And you know, that's what this was all about. That's why we do what we do, and it's awesome to be doing something that's making a difference, making an impact.
Well, and the war is obvious, and it affects so many people. But you know, there's people all over the world and all over this country that have things that they're looking for hope every day.
Exactly.
They have nothing to do
That's
with
right.
with you know what's happening around the world in their own daily walk and daily struggle. And I know it's an inspiration to a lot of people. And you can get it at Christian bookstores. Walmart's got it, and also, of course, go to doxologyrecords.com. Do you have do you have a full CD too of other stuff?
Yeah. Full CD, yeah, it's all right here.
Okay, so on this, the one that has this on it has some of your other work as well. So,
That's right.
So look for that there, and and this song is on there as well.
Right.
So Alan Asbury, man, appreciate you taking time to be with us today.
Man, that just fires me up, Alan. I mean, if you're in traffic right now, it's really how you make it now. You know.
How about this?
How about bring on the office? I'm ready.
How many times have you rushed out and says, "Boy, I didn't get my prayer time in this morning," or whatever? And how about Alan just hounded it for you on the way in?
Covered, baby, done.
Hey. Well, you know what? It's assuring and it's comforting to know that there is somebody out there. We don't even realize it, but there is somebody out there that's praying for us. You know, praying us through, and I know I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for those prayers.
Oh, yeah, me too. Absolutely.
Rick, I want to reiterate just so there's no confusion that the military testimonies, that is on his CD with that special bonus cut.
Okay.
Not only is it him singing like he just did, the single, but also that bonus cut of the military testimonies is
Yeah,
also
I see it
available
here.
on the
Both
full-length
versions.
CD.
Yeah,
Exactly.
both
Okay.
Exactly.
All right. Well, that's great. Well, Alan, thanks a lot. Continued success to you.
Thank you, guys.
You've been a blessing to us, and it's a pleasure to meet you this
Well,
morning.
it's an
Yeah,
honor.
keep
Thank you.
it up, man.
All right, buddy. Thank
Alan
you so much.
Asbury. Look for it at doxologyrecords.com. Christian bookstores and record stores or your Walmart near you ought to have it as well. We'll be right back. It's 20 minutes to the top of the hour. You're listening to and watching The Rick and Bubba Show. 877-WE-BE-BIG, our number, our website, rickandbubba.com.